Okay, Neil Martin, as chairperson of the Northwest 10K, reaching the 25 years, it's a proud time.
Very proud for us as a committee, because we have been there, and some of the committee have been there since day one. 5 of them actually have been there from the very beginning. People like myself ran the very first couple of maybe 5 or 6 races, and then come back into it again then, and as on the committee and things like that. So it is proud to get 25. In actual fact, it's very difficult to think about the amount of time and energy that has been spent just for 25 years generating the Northwest 10K, and the trade. Basically, it's got a brand name now all over Ireland for racing, and people come from all, indeed even from England and Scotland, to run the Northwest 10K in Ireland, you know, and people are aware of that. There's a lot of stuff that we do. The season's not too long for us. We just basically start in September and finish in May, and we take the summer off, as I say. But it's a lot of work, there's a lot of commitment, and we're very lucky we have a committee that's, as I say, they're nearly, for want of a better word, handpicked as such for their own expertise in different events and all that kind of stuff. So that's where we are with it, you know.
Do you know, I was thinking, Neil, coming out here tonight, you and I have spoken at so many of these wee press events for the Northwest 10K over the years, but you know, nobody foreseen what lay ahead in terms of the COVID and the restrictions that were going to be in place, and all of a sudden the Northwest 10K was one of so many sporting events impacted.
Absolutely. 2 years ago tonight, believe it or not, we had our launch here for the 2020 10K. We never got doing it. Naturally, COVID, a week later we were locked down and never got doing anything in 2020, and then in 2021 we decided we would do a virtual run, just to ensure that we were going to continue the awareness of the Northwest 10K. It also benefited the fact that we were able to come back out into public domain again with a live race, which is the 25th, and we're able to use that as a promotional tool as much as everything else to get us back out there and get us active again. And I mean, road races are now back on the circuit again, as we say, and there's plenty of them happening over the next couple of weeks, and indeed after the Northwest 10K on the 2nd of May, you know, there's more. It's all opening up again, thank God, and it's good to have it. But we were, and 2 years ago, like, we didn't know where we were going to go, because we didn't know whether we'd be able to pick it up again or not, and indeed with the way life was going, we didn't know how many of us would be back as a committee, but thank God every one of us survived that part of it, and we're all here as a group again. And this year, on the advice of our, we've talked about it for a number of years, but on the advice of our Gardaí Síochána friends, and especially Sergeant Ewan Welsh, we have decided to move to the Monday bank holiday rather than the Sunday afternoon, because traffic in Letterkenny is chaotic on a Sunday afternoon on the best of times. But when you bring in 3,000 people in on top of that, it creates an awful bit of a problem for them. So they have advised, and being a bank holiday Monday, we feel that 11 o'clock in the morning the roads are going to be safer for the participants, and that's really what matters to us.
It makes sense, because prior to COVID and everything, we had a couple of years where we had a new route for the 10K, and that seemed a big deal at the time, didn't it, Neil?
That was a massive deal at the time. We really had to bother. We really had to, and that was all done in the interest of safety as well, because putting people away, and I don't mean away out, but over around Gartlee and up that area, it created a greater difficulty for the guards, in that we were closing different roads and different things like that, which created a problem for us. But thankfully now we have a kind of a standardised 10K course, and we will be, you know, all guns fair and ready for the 2nd of May, and that's it, you know.
Well, tonight, launching this year's event, and I know there's going to be a special medallion for participants, and there's going to be a special souvenir T-shirt as well. So a lot happening. But on a night like this, Neil, it's important as well to remember, you know, the history behind this event, and it's really nice to see so many people here that were involved way back when in terms of the Rockhill 10K.
Well, absolutely. Going back to the very beginning, I mean, Rockhill, the army personnel out in Rockhill ran the what was Rockhill 10 miler, then 10K, and they've donated all the money to charities, and they ran for 14 years. And when they got to the end of the line, so to speak, in terms of the appetite was there, but the willingness among the personnel, the higher personnel in the army, wasn't allowing it to happen. But that's the way it goes. Charlie Kelly was asked would he get involved, and after that, he took it on board. He was chairman and he got a committee himself. And it was apt actually that we're here tonight at 25 years, but the first committee meeting was held here in this hotel as well. And to be fair, Mount Errigal has always been one of our major sponsors throughout the years down the line. So we're very delighted to have that, and we're delighted here tonight. We have actually representatives from that old north, not old, but that existing Northwest or Rock Hill 10K.
Yeah.
We also have actually representatives from the first three charities, that not the same personnel, but from the same three groups.
Yes.
That were here in 1997. So that was the St Vincent de Paul, multiple sclerosis and breast care in the Kenny General Hospital. So we have representatives of them there here tonight as well. So it's been, you know, as well as a lot of the old committees that were about back then at the start, people that have taken a sabbatical and people that have gone on to different things, but they're still there, and they're all a lot of them coming on tonight as well.
Yeah, and we shouldn't forget that, Neil, the success that the 10K has enjoyed over the years, and the part that has played in raising so much, you know, funds for so many deserving charities.
I suppose for some reason, maybe like Charlie Kelly was the first chairperson, and then Grace Boyle took it on for about maybe 13, 14 years, and then her husband James was chair then for 4 years, and I've been here now for the last 6 years. But it's nothing to do with the chairpersons really, it's about the committee that want to work. And in that time, to be fair, we raised nearly 834,000 euros. Yeah. That's a massive amount. Like it's way over 833,000. It's almost up at 8. It's actually only about 100 euro short of 8,340. Sorry, 8,034. Yeah. From beginning to end, you know, and that's a lot of money for it. And it's all in the Donegal area. We don't take charities on board from outside the county, and we don't take charities on board that do not have a charitable status. So we're not handing money over to basically groups that just raise money and run. Yeah. We make sure that everything's right. I mean, even we advertise for charities. We had two applications this year, one from Limerick and one from Dundalk.
There you go.
You know, and that's what happens, but we just advise that we're not taking that, you know, and that's the way it goes. But we're very lucky, as I say, I keep repeating, we get good sponsors, we have a great, what's the word you'd say, I suppose a good feeling of well-being, a good feeling of support throughout the whole of Letterkenny. Yeah. And I think, you know, there's only probably 2 other races in the county at the minute that's going longer than since the start of the Rock Hill 10K, 10 miler to where we are today, and that would be the Letterkenny Interference here in Letterkenny, that's going since probably 1976 or so, and the St Stephen's Day race in Stenarder, the Finn Valley Run, which is going since 1972. But after that, we would be this 10K committee, and this 10K race is the longest serving event in the county after those two.
And finally, expecting a big crowd again then for this one, probably as big as you've had in recent years.
As big as we had. I mean, our peak at the beginning, our peak numbers was 2,800 in probably 2015, 16, some of those 2 years. Yeah. And, you know, it dropped down. It was still over 2,000 in 2019 when we last run it. So we'll be looking for that. Yeah. And as well as that, we will be pushing out the boat. Were you there on day one? Do you want to come back and walk the 10K again and things like that? And that's what's going to generate our income and generate our awareness to create more funds for the 3 charities that we've selected this year, and they are the Diabetes Ireland Parents, or Diabetes Donegal Parent Support Group. We have Spina Bifida and Hydrocephalus, and we have the No Barriers Foundation, which are the 3 charities we have going this year, and they've already, which is something I haven't seen before, they've actually formed a committee of themselves and meet on a weekly basis to see what's happening, and they're going to generate, by the sound of things, they're going to generate good money, and hopefully that's the way we want it. Yeah. You know?
Okay. Well, Neil, congratulations on the anniversary, and we wish you well for 2022.
Thank you.